Hi, Movie King Recaps here. Today I'm going to explain a thriller action movie called Blitz. Spoilers ahead. Watch out and take care. The story begins with Detective Tom sleeping on his couch. When he wakes up, he looks out the window and sees some robbers trying to steal a car. Without wasting any time, Tom rushes outside and confronts them. He warns them to leave, but they refuse, and a fight breaks out. Tom beats them up badly and threatens to kill them if he ever sees them again. The next day, the news spreads that Tom attacked some innocent boys. Now, the media is all over him and his department. His bosses are worried, so they send him to a counselor. But Tom is rude, even to the counselor. He lights a cigarette right in front of him. When the counselor tries to stop him, Tom threatens him and walks out. Then we meet Elizabeth, a constable. She comes to see Tom and tells him she has been working undercover for a long time. She was on a mission to take down drug dealers, and to make them believe she was one of them, she had to use drugs. But eventually, she got addicted. When she returned, they sent her to rehab. After rehab, she took the sergeant exam but failed, so she got demoted to constable. Tom tries to comfort her, but she looks miserable. Later, Tom visits Bruce Roberts, a chief inspector, and his colleague. Bruce's wife has just died, and when they go to see her body, Bruce is devastated. Tom takes him to a bar to help him feel better, and it works a little. In the next scene, a female police officer is walking down the street. A man in a hood steps in front of her and shoots her. Tom hears about the murder and rushes to the crime scene. Everyone asks him about Bruce, but Tom says Bruce is still grieving his wife's death, so he won't be working for a while. But since a cop has been killed, they need someone to step in. They bring in a temporary inspector, Porter Nash. However, the other officers don't like him because of rumors that he's gay. Still, their superior officer tells them they have no choice but to work under Porter. Despite this, Porter finds an unexpected ally in Tom, who has a history of violent behavior. While the investigation is ongoing, Elizabeth gets a visit from a gang member named Metal. Metal is scared because he thinks his gang may have killed someone. Elizabeth tells him she'll look into it, but this is the last time she's helping him. She warns him if the guy is dead, Metal must leave the city. If he's alive, he must leave the gang. Then Elizabeth tells Tom about it. Tom suggests she talk to Craig. She contacts Detective Craig Stokes, who agrees to help, but only if she goes on a date with him. Meanwhile, a reporter gets a call from a man named Barry. Barry confesses to killing the police officer and warns that more cops are on his list. As he talks, he shoots another officer. Barry tells the reporter he has 8 more targets before hanging up. The news spreads fast. Porter visits Tom, asking if he is as ruthless as people say. During their conversation, Tom realizes Porter knows a lot about him. Just then, they hear that another officer has been shot. They start rounding up criminals and telling their informants to be extra alert. Tom visits one of his informants, Radner. Radner tells Tom and Porter about Barry Weiss, a man who bragged about setting a police dog on fire. They visit Barry's apartment, but find no evidence. When Barry opens the door, he is momentarily startled, but quickly regains his composure. Tom recognizes him as the man he once beat up in a billiard hall fight. Tom mocks Barry before leaving with Porter. Barry, sensing danger, quickly gathers his belongings and hides them elsewhere. Unbeknownst to him, Radner follows and discovers the hiding spot. Meanwhile, Bruce goes to a liquor store. Realizing he is ruining his life, he decides to return to work, but Barry has been watching him. Bruce becomes Barry's next target. As Bruce reaches home, Barry follows. When Bruce opens the door, Barry attacks. Bruce fights back with a hammer, but Barry overpowers him. He beats Bruce to death, steals his police uniform, and leaves. Barry then calls the reporter again. He tells him that Bruce is his third victim and demands to be called Blitz in the news. When Tom hears about Bruce's murder, he is devastated. Meanwhile, Barry puts all his stuff in a car trunk. But Radner has been tracking him and sees everything. Radner calls the reporter, offering proof of the killer's identity in exchange for $50,000. The reporter agrees. At the parking lot, Radner shows him Bruce's uniform. Barry, watching from a distance, realizes Radner is betraying him. After they leave, Barry retrieves all his hidden belongings. Elsewhere, Elizabeth meets Craig. Craig tells her the victim is alive, but hasn't identified anyone yet. He asks for nothing in return except a drink the next night. She agrees. Back at the bar, the reporter gives Radner the money. Before revealing the killer's name, Radner excuses himself to use the restroom. But Barry has followed them. In the restroom, Radner panics when he sees Barry. He begs for his life, saying he hasn't revealed Barry's name yet. But Barry shows no mercy and kills him, taking back the $50,000. Dunlop, the reporter, informs the police about the car, but they find it empty. Tom and another officer realize that Blitz has only targeted officers who have arrested him before. This means Elizabeth is next. That night, after a date with Stokes, Elizabeth returns home. Barry attacks her, but Metal jumps in to help. Metal is killed in the struggle. Before Barry can strike again, the police arrive. Tom and Porter release Barry's photo to the media, forcing him into the open. A long chase ends with Barry's arrest. However, there's no solid evidence against him. After 48 hours, they are forced to release him. Frustrated, Tom and Porter set a trap. Knowing Barry wants revenge on Tom, they lure him in. During Bruce's funeral, Barry, disguised in Bruce's uniform, follows Tom. Tom leads him to a parking garage. Barry doesn't realize Porter has secretly switched places with Tom. Tom suddenly appears and beats Barry brutally, taking his gun. Since there's no legal way to convict him, Tom decides to end it his way. He shoots Barry with his own gun, making it look like Blitz was killed by another officer. Porter erases all evidence. With Barry gone, Tom turns to the reporter, Dunlop. To teach him a lesson for writing against the police, Tom sets police dogs on him. Thanks for watching. If you're new, don't forget to subscribe for more recaps. Until next time, take care.